Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Top 5 foods to avoid if you have gout and diabetes. Today, we're tackling a topic that hits close to home for many managing both gout and diabetes. These two conditions might seem different, but they share a common thread. Diet plays a huge role in managing them effectively. We're all about empowering you guys to take control of your health, and that starts with understanding what you put on your plate. We're going to break down the top 5 foods you should try to avoid or limit if you're dealing with gout and diabetes. Remember, this video is for informational purposes only, and it's essential to work with your doctor or a registered dietitian to create a personalized meal plan that suits your individual needs. Everyone is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. So, if you're ready to learn how to make healthier choices and potentially reduce those painful gout flare-ups and keep your blood sugar in check, hit that like button and let's dive in. Number 1, let's talk about those sugary drinks. We're talking sodas, sweetened juices, sports drinks, and even those fancy coffee concoctions loaded with syrups and whipped cream. Now, you might already know that sugary drinks are bad for diabetes. They cause those blood sugar spikes that can be really dangerous. But did you know they're also a major culprit in gout flare-ups? That's because these drinks are often loaded with high fructose corn syrup, which breaks down into uric acid in your body. And guess what? High uric acid levels are a one-way ticket to Gout City. So if you're serious about managing both conditions, ditching the sugary drinks is a no-brainer. Trust me, your joints and your pancreas will thank you. Now I know what you might be thinking. What am I supposed to drink instead? Well, the answer is simple. Water. Good old-fashioned H2O is the best thing you can put in your body. It's naturally sugar-free, calorie-free, and it helps flush out those nasty toxins, including excess uric acid. Aim for 8 glasses a day, and if you're getting bored with plain water, try adding some slices of lemon, cucumber, or even some fresh mint leaves for a refreshing twist. And hey, if you're craving something a little more exciting, unsweetened tea or coffee are good options too. Just go easy on the added sweeteners. Remember, staying hydrated is super important for everyone, but it's especially crucial when you're managing gout and diabetes. Here's a little pro tip. Always check those nutrition labels. Sugar hides everywhere, even in places you wouldn't expect. Things like flavored yogurts, granola bars, and even some salad dressings can be loaded with hidden sugars. Get in the habit of scanning the ingredients list and looking for those sneaky aliases for sugar, things like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, sucrose, and maltose. Knowledge is power, and the more you know about what's in your food, the better equipped you'll be to make healthier choices. Remember, small changes can make a big difference over time. So start by swapping out 1 sugary drink a day for water or unsweetened tea. Then gradually work your way up to ditching those sugary culprits altogether. Your body will thank you in the long run. Number 2. Okay, let's talk about red meat. Now, I'm not saying you have to give it up entirely, but if you're dealing with gout and diabetes, it's definitely something to enjoy in moderation. Red meat, especially processed meats like bacon and sausage, are high in purines. Remember those? They're the things that break down into uric acid, the nemesis of anyone with gout. Plus, red meat can be high in saturated fat, which can contribute to insulin resistance, making it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar levels. Not exactly what you want when you're trying to manage diabetes. So, while a juicy steak every now and then is probably fine, it's best to make it an occasional treat rather than a regular staple in your diet. The good news is there are plenty of other delicious and healthy protein sources out there that you can enjoy more frequently. Think lean chicken, turkey, fish, beans, lentils, tofu. The options are endless. These protein sources are lower in purines and saturated fat, making them a much better choice for both gout and diabetes management. Plus, they're packed with essential nutrients that your body needs to thrive. So next time you're planning your meals, try swapping out that red meat for one of these healthier alternatives. You might be surprised at how much you enjoy them. Now, even when you're making healthy choices, portion control is essential, especially when it comes to protein. It's easy to overdo it, especially if you're used to eating large portions of meat. A good rule of thumb is to aim for a serving size of protein that's about the size of your palm. This might seem small at first, but it's usually enough to satisfy your hunger without going overboard on calories or purines. And remember, it's all about balance. By filling your plate with plenty of vegetables, some healthy fats, and moderate portions of lean protein, you'll be giving your body the nutrients it needs to thrive while keeping your gout and diabetes in check. Number 3. All right, let's talk about maybe not everyone's favorite topic, alcohol. When it comes to gout and diabetes, it's not about total abstinence, but it's definitely about being smart and informed about your choices. See, alcohol, especially beer, can be a sneaky saboteur for both conditions. It can raise your uric acid levels, which is a big no-no for my gout warriors out there. And for those managing diabetes, alcohol can mess with your blood sugar control, leading to those unwanted spikes and crashes. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a drink again, but knowledge is power, right? So let's break down why alcohol, especially beer, can be problematic and what you need to be mindful of. Remember, this is about making sustainable, healthy choices, not about deprivation. Now, beer lovers, I know this one might sting a little, but hear me out. Beer is particularly high in purines, which break down into uric acid in our bodies. Remember, high uric acid levels are what can lead to those painful gout flare-ups. And it's not just the purines, folks. Alcohol, in general, can interfere with how our bodies get rid of uric acid efficiently. It's like putting a roadblock on the uric acid exit ramp, causing a buildup that can trigger those intense joint pains. But hey, I'm not here to be the fun police. If you enjoy a cold one now and then, moderation is key. And if you're watching your uric acid levels, there are lower purine alcoholic beverages you can choose from. For my friends managing diabetes, alcohol adds another layer of complexity. You see, alcohol can interfere with your blood sugar regulation, making it harder for your body to maintain those healthy levels. This is especially true for sugary drinks like cocktails and mixed drinks. They deliver a double whammy of sugar and alcohol, which can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. But here's the silver lining. Moderation and smart choices are still possible. Opt for lower sugar options like dry wines or spirits on the rocks, and always drink plenty of water alongside your alcoholic beverages. Number 4. All right, let's talk shellfish. Now, I know for some of you, this one's gonna hurt. A delicious lobster bisque or a plate of oysters might seem like a gourmet treat, but when it comes to gout, shellfish can be a real trigger. See, shellfish are relatively high in compounds called purines. When your body breaks down purines, it produces uric acid. Now, in moderation, our bodies can handle uric acid. But if you're eating a lot of purine-rich foods, especially if you're prone to gout, your body can struggle to eliminate all that excess uric acid. And that's when trouble starts brewing. Literally, high levels of uric acid can lead to the formation of sharp needle-like crystals in your joints. And trust me, those crystals are not as pretty as they sound. They cause intense pain, swelling, and inflammation, the hallmarks of a gout attack. So, while I understand the allure of a seafood feast, it's crucial to be mindful of your shellfish intake, especially if you have a history of gout or if you're at risk for developing it. There are plenty of other delicious and healthy foods out there that won't leave you feeling like you're walking on hot coals. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what about diabetes? How does shellfish play into that? Well, while shellfish itself doesn't contain a lot of sugar, it's often how we prepare and enjoy it that can be problematic. Think about it. Buttery sauces, fried calamari, shrimp scampi loaded with pasta. These preparations often involve refined carbs, unhealthy fats, and added sugars, all of which can contribute to blood sugar spikes. And remember, managing your blood sugar levels is crucial for preventing or managing diabetes. These spikes can wreak havoc on your body over time, increasing your risk of heart disease, nerve damage, and other serious health complications. So, if you're watching your sugar intake, it's not just about avoiding the shellfish itself, but also being mindful of how it's prepared and what it's paired with. Choose healthier cooking methods like grilling, baking, or steaming, and opt for sides that are rich in fiber and low in added sugars. Okay, so we've established that shellfish can be a trigger for both gout and diabetes. But what are the alternatives? Don't worry, I've got you covered. When it comes to protein, there are plenty of great options that are lower in purines and easier on your blood sugar levels. Think lean chicken, fish like salmon and tuna, beans, lentils, tofu, and even Greek yogurt. These foods provide essential nutrients without the excess purines or added sugars that can aggravate your condition. Plus, they're incredibly versatile and can be incorporated into countless delicious and satisfying meals. Remember, making healthy choices doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or enjoyment. It's about finding balance and making informed decisions that support your overall health and well-being. And hey, if you're ever craving a taste of the sea, a small serving of shellfish now and then is unlikely to derail your progress, especially if you're mindful of portion sizes and preparation methods. Number 5. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, processed foods. Now, I'm not talking about your grandma's homemade apple pie, although moderation is always key. I'm talking about the packaged, pre-made, and often heavily processed foods that have become all too common in our modern diets. We're talking sugary cereals, packaged snacks, fast food, frozen dinners, and anything else that comes in a box or a bag with a laundry list of ingredients you can't pronounce. These foods are often loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, sodium, and artificial ingredients, all of which can wreak havoc on your health, especially if you're dealing with gout or diabetes. For starters, the high sugar content in many processed foods can lead to rapid spikes in blood sugar, which, as we know, is a big no-no for managing diabetes. Over time, these spikes can increase your risk of insulin resistance, a condition where your body becomes less responsive to the effects of insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar. And if that wasn't bad enough, processed foods are often low in fiber, a crucial nutrient that helps regulate blood sugar levels and promotes digestive health. Fiber helps slow down sugar absorption, preventing those drastic spikes and crashes that can leave you feeling tired, hungry, and irritable. Now, you might be wondering, but what's the link between processed foods and gout? Well, it all comes down to those pesky purines again. While purines are naturally found in many foods, including some healthy ones, processed foods often contain high levels of a specific type of purine called adenine. Adenine is particularly effective at raising uric acid levels in the blood, increasing your risk of a gout attack. And if that wasn't enough, many processed foods also contain high levels of fructose, a type of sugar that's been directly linked to increased uric acid production. Fructose is often added to processed foods and beverages to enhance sweetness and flavor, but it can have detrimental effects on your health, especially when consumed in excess. So, not only are processed foods often high in sugar and low in fiber, making them a double whammy for blood sugar control, but they can also contribute to elevated uric acid levels, increasing your risk of painful gout flares. So, what's the takeaway here? Simply put, minimizing processed foods is one of the best things you can do for your health, especially if you're managing gout or diabetes. Focus on eating whole, unprocessed foods as much as possible. Think fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, nuts, seeds. These foods provide your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive without the added sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial ingredients found in many processed foods. Now, I understand that completely eliminating processed foods can be challenging, especially in our fast-paced world. But even small changes can make a big difference. Start by swapping out sugary drinks for water or unsweetened tea. Choose whole fruits instead of fruit juice, and opt for homemade meals over takeout or frozen dinners whenever possible. That's it for today's video on the top 5 foods to avoid for gout and diabetes. Remember, making informed choices about your diet is crucial for managing these conditions and living a healthier, happier life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more health tips. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover next. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.